Okay, thank you, Carl. I'm going to be reading from some new work in progress. It has a little bit of old work woven into it, so you might hear a few lines or images that are familiar. Wordless beech trees, my beginning, my end. I take the world that I built in the upper loft of my mind and set it before me. Diebenkorn canvases next to a handful of larkspur seed rattling in a paper bag. The arched opening through which only portions of the imagination are visible. A movable cropping effect. The space of the opening as distinct from the frame of the opening. The simultaneous continuity and differentiation of spaces created by a doorway, this side and that side. My brother stands in front of a bare water oak, his glasses thick and crooked and his hat Bahama straw. His hands and feet are ghost walks his spirit roams. Under the benevolent swaying pines, soft edge, hard edge, dissolving edge, white space on either side of the line. Wed, the name of water and wet, root of wind, winter. Uwed, to speak the way water speaks. Idain, to sing. Ode, ode or song. Way, which turns and twists, of the wind, first motion, source of madness, wildwood rage, gives rise to weak, as in the suppleness of thread, a sea wire, seaweed garland made, bracelet, verse, a wreath of sacred foliage, a magic wheel. A once upon a time big night sky. I put on my yellow boots and tramp through, find a palette knife tangled up in the bird netting. I'm down to 2 balls of twine, daybook, garden, reflected in the smallest elements. My brother works night shift, lives in a room stacked with newspapers, dirty clothes, rotten food. He is 6 feet tall, and I can pick him up in his entirety like a handful of dried leaves. She swims with needlefish, mother of snow. She lies down in the nave of bright hands, finds a nook, a tapering, narrow place, a neck between this world and that, nimble, to take from the same world beneath, nether. She nests, knits, ties knots, makes lace, a node made from night, rain-charged, hence golden cloud, night bird near weeping, petals as they fall, navigable, nebulae. I walk along the edge of sleep, light flickers across its skin. She plays with the parts of speech, and they with her. Three thumbnail sketches and a sleeping dog. It's a mystery in the late afternoon. Jagged lines, the dove-gray air, a certain softness. Penstemon spires, muddy paw prints on the back steps. I have woken up in a paradise, a world of magical influences, overrun with clover, new mulch, the creaky back porch door. What the magpie stole. My brother greets me, 2 frayed baseball hats atop his balding head. I say, look at us, another year older. There's a way to fix that, sister. You go back to the beginning and you divide by 4. I could figure it out for you, but I couldn't figure it out for me. You go back to the beginning and divide by 4. If you start the year with a New Year's resolution, there's 4, you see. This one here on the corner, and another one over there. See, it's in bloom. I could figure it out for you, sister, but I couldn't figure it out for me. My brother is always running, and I am always trying to catch him. The sky rushes toward us. Pa, pa, my brother whoops and punches the air. Pa, pa. Go back to the beginning and divide by 4. Let the hum of it increase and decrease, his eyes watery blue, the first dreamer still dreaming. I fold the page. I'm repairing the inner layer of the inner layer. Maybe we are buried like seeds, my brother and me, frozen under the ground, a long wait ahead. Maybe there are things with which the gods, even in their deepest kindness, cannot interfere. Go back to the beginning, the auspice of a tortoise shell, the jaws of a prehistoric fish. A storm is coming, and the cows are grazing, and my brother is still scared of bees. Honeycomb, zigzag, pincer grasp, a world of clicks, whistles, and taps. Every sensation has a shadow sensation. I make my line of sound. Of the word strewn, true is to pull something apart. I watched out for you, brother. Almond eyes peer through the iris. She has made me supple where my terror quickens, has made of sparks a script, flower of all the dreams, ash, steel, bordering emptiness, the ink smears. Blue and yellow ochre, I am hers, named for water. Letters with their elegant tales, their starbursts, their cries. The night lies breathing in the hedgerows. I in my papery skin, I a small pot of ash, I running without speech, refuge along the river. A cornflower blue next to silver hash marks. I'm looking for you, brother. Will I be human or will I just be a piece of gravel? I turn my face to the face of the mother. She is first a hand dipped in paint, moving across an earthen wall. She is a blackened stick, a dying gourd. She is veiled and she is unveiled. She is a primitive weaving. She turns her full attention on the trees. Little boy at the edge, small hands that grasp the doorframe and enter, spines of books and the swirl of words, doorways and getting lost. Sveven means to sleep, a sleeping vision. Old Saxon drom. The next life cast from one private corner to the other, words nested in the mirrored faces of leaves, divided by 4, salt between his fingers. My brother is 22 and disappearing around the corner. Does the left hand know the right? He will plant asters and anemone for me. The light turns November slate gray. He still has bad dreams. I am not a bad person, he says, drunk on something unseen even now. Does the right hand know what makes it possible to bear? I plant another row of seeds. To listen is to make a small chamber, cupped hands plunged in midstream. A night of bad dreams I cannot deny. There was a time when talking was more like singing. The night is not as dark as it once was. The winter is not as cold. One side of the page and half the planet burning. Thank you.